Yes, I don't know that. But Imam, I wanted you to come back to me because my question specifically is not on the area that you requested. All right. So you want me to remember to come back to you? Inshallah. All right, inshallah. Yes. How many times? Allow God, but that's your camera. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sister, right in the middle. Yes. How many baby you doing it with? Okay, thank you. Yes, sir. So like what? How many times? If I look at the Quran in Surah 49, when Allah says He made the nation tribes to know one another and not despise one another, I think it should be an opportunity for them to get to know us better and for us to know them better. All right. I would proceed with the question. All right, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Here, what we had, I'm turning it down, very important. Imam Muhammad was in Newark for a few days, and he did workshops. And this is October 4th, 1995. And during the question and answer, after he gave his presentation on this evening, he presented to us at the masjid his invitation to go to Israel. And he was asking for our input in question and answer. And during that question and answer, someone asked him, you heard the brother say, come back to me. Well, what I want you to see is after it was over with, the adhan was called and we're getting ready to pray. And Imam went back to the brother and the brother asked him about a successor, that Imam Muhammad, you're not going to live forever. Will there be a successor? He referred to Abu Bakr and Muhammad, the Prophet ﷺ. So it's very, very important. So I want to say something here because when you hear that, you'll see us standing for salat. So you won't see us in the form that you see right here. And so you'll see our backs to you. Okay, but listen very carefully. We'll play that. Then we'll play more of the program that the Imam was speaking here at Masjid Mohammed in Newark, where his focus was on the oneness of Allah.
I wanted to ask you about, the second thing I wanted to ask you about was, we know that, in the history of the Prophet ﷺ, that there is evidence that the Prophet ﷺ, he appointed Abu Bakr as-Siddiq as his successor. And we know that Imam Muhammad is not promised to live forever, but I wanted to elaborate a little bit on where you see the community going and possibly a successor to yourself.
Yeah. I don't see any single person as a successor, but I see a number of brothers that I think Allah will give support to, and they'll be very good leaders if something should happen to me. But I wouldn't want to name any particular brother. But I do know that we do have brothers. If I should die, they will give the community good leadership, and Allah will be with them, and you all will know that Allah is with them, and you will give them those persons, any one of those persons, your support. I'm not worried about that at all. I keep my mind on living, not on dying.
The second thing I wanted to ask you about was, we know that, in the history of the Prophet ﷺ, that there is evidence that the Prophet ﷺ, he appointed Abu Bakr as-Siddiq as his successor. And we know that Imam Muhammad is not promised to live forever, but I wanted to elaborate a little bit on where you see the community going and possibly a successor to yourself.
Yeah. I don't see any single person as a successor, but I see a number of brothers that I think Allah will give support to, and they'll be very good leaders if something should happen to me. But I wouldn't want to name any particular brother. But I do know that we do have brothers. If I should die, they will give the community good leadership, and Allah will be with them, and you all will know that Allah is with them, and you will give them those persons, any one of those persons, your support.
Allahu Akbar. So we want to share this with the community.
I'm not worried about that at all. I keep my mind on living, not on dying. That's right. I know that's what you all want. Now, we're going to have the karma. You know, have someone make the karma, and then we make the Isha prayer. And I won't stay after Isha prayer. I want to go immediately because I'm a distance away from here, and I want to do some things before we retire. Thank you very much.
So now I'm going to play some of the lecture, the presentation that he spoke for an hour and a half there at Masjid Mohammed. Focusing on the oneness of Allah.
For this address tonight, we are taking the oneness of God. The oneness of God. A long time said, for that if there had been many gods, then they would have different. And we would see their difference, the difference in the creation. So this tells us that the creation itself supports the idea that there is one creator in its design, in its operation. So what I'm doing is in accordance with the Word of God. And if I'm not doing it in accordance with the Word of God, it's because I don't know. I'm trying to do whatever I do in accordance with the Word of God. Not that I'm perfect, I know I'm not perfect. In fact, I don't want to be perfect. I don't. I guess you do. What you mean by that? I think perfect is to be dead. Yeah, you were made to be perfect. You always have a fault, a defect, a little mistake, you know? So to be perfect is to be dead. I'm sure I'm going to die. I heard it all. That's where you go up. That's right. God is El-Wahidul Kahar. El-Wahidul Kahar. Now, when you look at Kahar, it tells you this word tells you something about its meaning if you know what Cairo means. Cairo. You know Cairo, Egypt? That's a North African country, Egypt. It is Kahira. 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 This is Egypt. Kahira is Egypt. And you see, it's the same root. See? See? Ka, he, re. Ka, he, re. This is how the head takes this shape in the middle when it joins on both sides. And it takes this shape when it begins a word. See? So this is the same letter. So this is Ka-E-Re, Ka-E-Re. And those three letters hold the meaning. Those three letters hold the meaning. This is an additional. This is the. This is part of the word, but it doesn't change. It doesn't change the root meaning. It just indicates that this is a derived meaning, a meaning derived from the same basic root letters of the same character, the basic character. Why he doing Kahara? So Cairo, Kahara. This word, Kahara. It means the city that so overwhelmed you when you came into it that you were just subdued. You were subdued. So they calculate this is the subduer, right? This attribute of God is the negative, the subduer. Meaning that you overcome you, subdue you. He just overpowers you, overcome you. And you just have to just yield and conform to his pressure. You see? So that's what Cairo was called. Cairo was called Kahira, a feminine form of the word. And it means that overwhelms you, subdues you, overpowers you, and you can't do anything about it. Now it was an environment, a cultural environment. We just mentioned culture earlier. It was a cultural environment that was so powerful in its power to influence the way you think and feel, that it would just subdue your mind, and your mind would have to come under the influences of that culture. And you know, it was a mysterious culture. They played on mystery, power of mystery, the power of the unknown. Some of you have studied it, just like few of you have, just like Imam El-Amin, the author of the Nation of Islam and Islam. And so clearly showed us the difference between the Nation of Islam and the real religion of Islam with that book. Now I recommend it to anybody that didn't read it. If you have any questions about what was back then and what is real, what is Islam, you should read that book. It will help you out a lot. Yes. So when you go there to Egypt and see its monuments, see how it looked back then. See, now you go and see those relics. You know, like you're looking at the prehistoric age, something in the prehistoric age or something. You know, but it wasn't prehistory, it was Egyptian history. It was the glorious pages of Egyptian history, you know, before Islam. So you see these huge figures of human beings. And they're Egyptians, they're in the Egyptian dress. And they're very huge. You go to the doors look like a giant should walk through the door. And then they have the huge figures of the Egyptians. And their people believe that their pharaoh was God. The pharaoh was God. So if you came from another city where doors were just built so people could walk out of them, if you came where people made pictures of human beings in normal size or off their size, and you come in and see all those huge images and huge figures and posing figures, and they sitting, you know, like they got a star. They sit with a star. They got to sit with a star. They all tell you, don't play with me. You got that going for yourself here. You know? You know, you can't do a thing like that for just an ordinary natural society. You would be overwhelmed. You would be overpowered. It might be different. And they use fear too. They use fear. They play upon the fear of people. Yeah. They had the lion as a symbol, right? God is a symbol. The lion is not only strong physically, but he has some powerful psychology. Yeah. And he doesn't want to interrupt, he don't even run, especially a male. As male, he doesn't like to do anything extra. No, he don't want to do anything extra. He said, hey, you all, as long as you all just want me, go out there and bring me in some meat. So he sent the ladies out to give us some meat. Always something else, I'm telling you. Well, he's a bad tough man. He got muscles and knives and everything else. And when he comes to his territory, he been out hunting, and come back in his territory, you want to make sure ain't nothing there he got to stop with. So he take his farm, dig a deep hole. And then he puts his mouth on the hole and roll. And the hole serves as a, what's that big old horn they got there? No, that big brass horn. That big brass horn that they got. Tuba. The hole serves as a tuba. And it broadcasts his sound. He's already loud without a hole. He doesn't need a hole to be loud. That lion has got a loud roar. But he fills a hole with it, blasts out the hole. Earth even shake a little bit. Oh, shoot, everything he can run. So he walked into the jungle, to the dark. So they rigged their culture. They rigged their culture to still fear. Oh, you don't mess with us. You don't have this, buddy. You don't measure up to this small stuff. So walk in fear. Yeah. Now, in a real way, especially on the African man, the church and its depiction of God and that whole language and our white people ruling like they ruled us more than Egypt. More than Egypt. Oh, pressing of God. Thank Allah that the oppression, work of the oppression is leaving. And inshallah, one day there's going to be a Christ-like America or a Muslim America. One of the and I can live with my Christian brothers and they'll just be Christ-like. That's right. I have no problem. And we should be Muslim and Muslim only. Right? Shouldn't even think about any other thing. God has blessed us and brought us out. So we shouldn't even look back. If we do, we ought to say no, have nothing, have to do that roll and look back. Yes, we should be sanctified. Turn into the stone. The wonders of God is watching you, God is watching you, and this is said in connection with how we exist. That everything exists by duality. But God exists alone as one. And He is the propelling force of the subduer. God doesn't want to subdue our goodness, does He? God don't want to subdue any good thing in us. So if He subdues, what does He subdue? What does His oneness subdue? What does His oneness overpower and force to conform to Him? All lies. That is in conflict with our Eve. Whatever is in conflict with our Eve, God, the fact of His existing as one, compels everything else eventually to conform to Tawheed. Tawheed is from wahid, or from one, meaning conformity to the one God in His own existence, so that it will have oneness for itself. No nation has become great until they unite themselves upon one instead of upon differences. They couldn't unite themselves if they're going to unite themselves upon this belief in religion and that belief in religion and this color people or this race and that race. They couldn't come up with an idea and have a strong nation upon that division. They had to have a strong nation upon their unity. Just one moment.
Education that, inshallah, I would like you to send some people to practically look at some of the things that you've done, Sister Woman from this community here. The second thing, yes, sir. The second,
She's still principal. Okay, I know her.
yeah, the second thing I wanted to ask you about. The second thing I wanted to ask you about was, we know that, in the history of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that there is evidence that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he appointed Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu as his successor. And we know that Imam Muhammad is not promised to live forever, but I wanted you to elaborate a little bit on where you see the community going and possibly a successor to yourself.
Yeah. I don't see any single person as a successor, but I see a number of brothers that I think Allah will give support to, and they'll be very good leaders if something should happen to me. But I wouldn't want to name any particular brother. But I do know that we do have brothers. If I should die, they will give the community good leadership, and Allah will be with them, and you all will know that Allah is with them, and you will give them those persons, any one of those persons, your support. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, inshallah, this will help us all in our community, and we keep moving forward.
I keep my mind on living now.
Again, this is in Newark, New Jersey, at Masjid Mohammed, October 4th, in the evening, 1995. Alhamdulillah. Trying to share